The United Nations General Assembly has been in the news for very many reasons, either for US President Donald Trump's speech.
All I got from the United Nations was an escalator that on the way up stopped right in the middle. If the First Lady wasn't in great shape, she would have fallen. But she's in great shape. We're both in good shape. We both stood. And then a teleprompter that didn't work.
Are Western countries recognizing Palestine?
Time has come. This is why, loyal to my country's historic commitment to the Middle East, for peace among Israeli people and Palestinian people, I declare that France recognizes today the state of Palestine.
But on the sidelines, there are some meetings that are raising more questions than answers.
I will condemn those leaders who, instead of denouncing the murderers, rapists, and child burners, want to give them a state in the heart of the land of Israel. We reiterate our demand for the immediate release of the hostages who remain captive in Gaza.
Argentine President Javier Milei was caught laughing with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Sure, that's normal in diplomacy, but in geopolitics, it's never just small talk. At a time when the West is distancing itself from the Israeli Prime Minister, why is Argentina embracing Netanyahu? I'm Ananya Datta, you're watching Grey Zone. When Hamas launched its offensive against Israel in October of 2023, Argentine voters were heading to the first round of their presidential election. The conflict in the faraway lands of the Middle East wasn't on the ballot, but the voters were still interested in which side their candidates took. At the time, the future President Javier Milei not only expressed his solidarity with Israel and condemned Hamas, he went on his campaign trail and waved the Israeli flag on the streets of Buenos Aires. Latin America is often seen as pro-Palestine, and Argentina's exception is conveniently overlooked. Argentina did recognize Palestine's statehood back in 2010, but the political climate then was something that is often referred to as the quote-unquote pink tide, the rise of left-wing governments. Today we are seeing the tide swimming the exact opposite way, and Milei's election win is a testament of that. Since coming to power, this man has taken effective steps to not only remain in Israel's good books, but expand it. This year alone, President Milei made 3 big decisions. He announced that Argentina would move its embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem in 2026. Milei launched a $1 million initiative called Isaac Accords, modeled after the Abraham Accords, to enhance relations between Israel and several Latin American countries. Although raised Roman Catholic, Milei has shown a growing interest in Judaism, even expressing intentions to convert. The latest show was in New York. He met with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and embraced him in a style that goes way beyond conventional diplomacy, and his bias was on full display. Even in Milei's speech at the UN, he spoke of his government's new policy direction, that, I'm quoting here, the only way to do this is to do the opposite of what was done in the past, and ended with one line on the war in the Middle East.
Finally, we reiterate our demand for the immediate release of the hostages who remain captive in Gaza.
Nothing on the Palestinians, nothing on the people of Gaza. So his stance since the start of the war hasn't changed. As Argentina's foreign policy changes, it becomes crucial to look at the defense sector. In December last year, Argentina and Israel signed a multi-year agreement to boost defense collaborations. Cyber defense, drones, advanced communication systems, Israeli tech is now a key pillar in this Latin American country's military modernization. February 2024 saw the defense minister in Israel meeting Yoav Gallant to cement joint programs. This wasn't ceremonial. There were workshops, tech transfers, and potential arms contracts. The Argentine army began receiving upgraded 2 CA-2 medium tanks last year. Elbit Systems' involvement ensures that all 74 tanks will be modernized, a direct infusion of Israeli defense technology. June 2025, this year, marked a decree permitting civilian possession of semi-automatic weapons. Critics warn this blurs lines between national defense and internal security, but Milei frames it as strengthening Argentina's readiness at every single level. And all of this is happening under the shadow of the United States. We saw how brazenly US President Donald Trump has been supporting Brazil's Jair Bolsonaro. Milei fits into this grouping of Latin America's right-wing governments perfectly. And the situation, again perfectly, works out for Milei, Netanyahu and Trump.
I'm doing something that I don't often do. I'm giving a full endorsement to him. We just endorsed him for president. As you know, he has a race coming up, and I'm sure he's going to do well, but now I think this hopefully assures it. And to the people of Argentina, we're backing him 100%. We think he's done a fantastic job. He, like us, inherited a mess, and what he's done to fix it is good.
As Argentina heads towards its next round of elections, this foreign policy posture could become a central talking point. This alignment isn't happening in isolation. It sits alongside Milei's embrace of Trump-style right-wing politics and his growing personal bond with Netanyahu, a deadly triangle that positions Argentina as a bold outliner in Latin America's foreign policy landscape. I'm Ananya Datta. You've been watching Grey Zone.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the US will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry guards.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.